Welcome to World Affairs Shots.
Taiwan has expressed its displeasure over the World Happiness Report released by the United Nations, informing Taiwan as a province of China. According to local media, Taiwan's foreign ministry stated that Taiwan has its own government and sovereignty, and Taiwan has never been ruled by the Communist Party of China. Taiwan has lodged a protest against the United Nations listing its country as a province of China. The World Happiness Report 2021, released by the United Nations, released on March 20, has a global ranking of happiness levels in 149 countries. In the World Happiness Report, Finland has been found to be the happiest country in the world for the fourth consecutive year. At the same time, India is at 139 in this list of 149 countries. According to a study released by the defense website Military Direct, China has the strongest military force in the world, scoring 82 out of 100 points in the index, while India stands at number 4. The USA, despite their enormous military budgets, comes in second place with 74 points, followed by Russia with 69, India at 61, and then France with 58. The UK just makes the top 10 list, coming in 9th place, with a score of 43. Biden administration seems to have made a decision that gives US worst aspects of both staying and leaving Afghanistan. A year ago, his predecessor's envoys negotiated an agreement with the Taliban, that is, the US-Taliban peace deal, that said the last US troops would leave the country by May 1, 2021. And yet a decision to stay, past May, would put remaining US forces at risk of renewed Taliban attacks. What did Biden say? The Biden administration says it is reviewing the agreement that the Taliban had made with the Trump administration. Unfortunately, the Biden administration appears to have made a decision. He now says meeting the May 1 deadline for troop withdrawal will be tough, but he also predicts US forces will not stay in the country much longer. What Suhail Shaheen says. Suhail Shaheen, a member of the Taliban negotiation team, warned that violations will react. He warned that stopping after May 1 would be a breach of the agreement. He said, after that it would be a violation of the agreement in a way. And that violation will not happen from the side of Taliban, but by US government. He said, there will be a response to this violation. He did not clarify what kind of reaction there would be. Although the Taliban have not attacked US or NATO forces in recent months, in keeping with the agreement that the Taliban signed in February 2020, but unprovoked bombings and targeted killings have increased. The Taliban have also warned, in case of such a violation, there would be increased attacks by the terrorist group. It's fantasy to believe that once the remaining US forces leave the country, the Taliban will agree to share power with Ghani's elected government. But now, only alternative is to trust the Taliban, not to allow Afghanistan to become a safe haven for international terrorism, which is no choice at all. Afghanistan Foreign Minister Mohd Haneef Atmar reaches India. His visit to India assumes considerable significance in the light of the Joe Biden-led US administration's fresh approach to the Taliban peace talks, which includes a larger role for New Delhi. As per the schedule released by the Ministry of External Affairs, Atmar will meet with the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the Hyderabad House at 6 p.m. With an aim to conduct naval drills, Indian Navy's INS Shah Dul arrived at the port of Antsiranana, Madagascar, for overseas deployment of training squadron. During the visit, the ship will undertake passing exercise and joint patrolling in Malagasy waters, along with the Malagasy Navy, on March 24. The visit of INS Shah Dul highlights the strengthening defense ties between India and Madagascar as co-partners in the Indian Ocean region. A transgender Islamic school in Pakistan breaks barriers. Rani Khan, a first transgender woman, teaches Quran lessons at Pakistan's first transgender-only madrasa, or Islamic religious school, which she set up herself using her life savings. Khan studied the Quran at home and attended religious schools before opening the two-room madrasa in October. She was also disowned by her family at the age of 13 and forced into begging. At 17, she joined a transgender group, dancing at weddings and other functions, but quit it. Nonetheless, the transgender remain on the margins in the country and often have to resort to begging, dancing and prostitution to make a living in many countries. Comprehensive data on hate crimes and state-sponsored violence against LGBT people is just non-existent in a lot of countries. The most consistent violence tends to actually be where there is the least government documentation of violence and the least civil society presence. Currently, the governments of about 8 countries allow citizens to legally identify themselves as a third gender. These countries are Nepal, Bangladesh, New Zealand, Thailand, Pakistan, Australia. India, recognized in 2014, and Germany, recognized in 2013. Pakistan's parliament recognized the third gender in 2018, giving such individuals fundamental rights, such as the ability to vote and choose their gender on official documents.